Hello everyone, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to our 2021 Xbox at Gamescom stream. I can't believe it's been 2 years since we were together in person in Germany. And in fact, it's been 6 years since we hosted our first ever Fan Fest with over 1,000 Xbox fans on a giant boat on the Rhine River right there in Cologne, Germany. I have so many wonderful memories from back in 2015 with our fans and all the Fan Fest events that have happened every year since then. I even remember it was raining and that first Fan Fest, fans were waiting in the rain and they were still so excited just to come in and be part of the event. And Phil Spencer, Major Nelson, and others for the team were there greeting them as they were waiting. I made so many friends from that event. Even to this day, I stay connected with fans around the world that I've met at FanFest. And on behalf of all of us at Team Xbox, we truly treasure these memories and we miss being there in person. That's a highlight of the year for us, is to get out and be with our fans in person. We know fans in Germany, across Europe, and from around the world would travel to be there with us at Gamescom. And we will be back with you in the future. But we still want to take a moment to celebrate the Xbox gaming community and the games that continue to connect us. When you meet people face to face and you hear their real stories, you begin to understand the power of social connection that only gaming can unlock. This year, I'll miss hosting that lunch we did with fans every year at Gamescom, or the impromptu meets and greets we would do at Gamescom with our studio teams, going out for coffee and answering all the questions that our fans had. But I also love how our FanFest community has grown globally. And hearing stories of fans that are sharing swag from events or looking out for each other, especially during difficult times, that really warms my heart. I love the family feeling that our gaming community fosters. And given the state of the world today, for so many people, gaming is now the primary way that many of us stay connected. It is our primary social way to connect with our friends, no matter where they are. And that's why I'm excited to highlight especially our German and European community today and celebrate the connections we formed with them through Xbox. Because whether you're there in person or not, we're still connected through our memories and our passion for games. On behalf of everyone at Team Xbox, to all of the Gamescom gaming community and fans, thank you for the memories. Thank you for joining us here at 2021 Xbox Gamescom Stream.
Die Gamescom bedeutet mir unglaublich viel. Sie ist mehr als nur ein Sommerurlaub, mehr als nur ein Ausflug. Es ist der Ort, an dem alle Gamer zusammenkommen, um ihre Passion auszuleben.
Ich liebe an der Gamescom, dass ich dort die Möglichkeit habe, mich mit anderen Community-Members zu treffen, die ich vielleicht nur von den sozialen Netzwerken kenne, aber natürlich auch Freundschaften zu pflegen, die sich über die Jahre aufgebaut haben und man auch nur relativ wenig Gelegenheit, sich auf einer persönlichen Basis zu treffen. Ich freue mich immer sehr, wenn neue Spiele vorgestellt werden und dass man natürlich neue Produkte zu sehen bekommt. Und die vielen Merchandising-Stände komplettieren dann das ganze Gesamtbild.
Mit Gamescom verbinde ich ganz stark Community. Ganz einfach, weil bei meiner ersten Gamescom 2014 habe ich so meine eigene Community so ein bisschen gefunden. Genau weil ich eben herausgefunden habe, dass es Leute gibt, die genauso verrückt sind wie ich und auch in ihrer Freizeit Kostüme bauen, aus Spielen und aus Filmen und allem möglichen. Ja, und da habe ich einfach einige meiner besten Freunde tatsächlich kennengelernt,
Hey chat.
die ich immer noch sehr wertschätze.
Let's grab some water.
Hallo, mein Name ist Paulina. Ich
How we doing? Welcome to the reactions for Gamescom 2021, the Xbox Showcase. This morning, we already did the Destiny event, which was fucking cool. My name's Christian Buckley. Welcome to JoyClicks. We are doing the Xbox show today. Tomorrow is opening night live. We'll be reacting to that as well. Should be joined by Kevin Diaz, in addition to myself. But yeah, we're just gonna hang out. We're gonna watch this Xbox show. I'm hoping that we see a Halo Infinite release date. Maybe a public beta announced. Because I'm excited. I did the Halo trilogy for the first time recently and I adored it. So, could use some Halo news to get me ready to dive back in on 4 or 5 and Reach. And ODST, I guess. ODST I gotta play on my own time. So, gotta do that before I kick off streaming with Reach or 4. But the release date is probably like November the earliest. I got time. I have enough time to play ODST. So, Psychonauts drops tomorrow. I'm excited for that. That's gonna be a Game Pass play. Shout out to Toad in the background right now. Shout out those Engrams. What else? I think we're gonna get a really cool Game Pass announcement. I talked about this on the Destiny thing. I imagine we're gonna get a direct follow-up and be like, hey, which queen is coming to Game Pass? I would assume.
Or the upcoming video game releases like the new Halo. Or if you're out, just to have some fun and cosplay like me. You're bound to find anything and everything that you love and want.
But if I had to put money on a AAA game getting Game Pass this fall, I know people want to say Halo, not Halo, Battlefield. I know a lot of people say Battlefield should be the thing, but I feel like Guardians has an alright shot of hitting Game Pass. So, that's my guess. What other AAA games are releasing this fall? Maybe Far Cry? I don't know. Well, Far Cry would have been announced at the event. Because remember there was that event at E3, they're like, everything except 3 games. Game Pass, and Far Cry was one of them, and Battlefield was another, so. What do we got left? Guardians of the Galaxy. What other games are even coming out? Alright, well, we're gonna find out. We're starting out right now. Halo Infinite release date, please. Flight Sim. Are we going to Germany? Is that Germany? I'm a dumb American. Is that Germany? I'm gonna pretend it was Germany. That's cool. Cool way to open.
Hello everyone and welcome to our Gamescom 2021 Xbox stream.
We've got so many great game updates to share with you today. We're talking Age of Empires 4, Psychonauts 2, and my personal favorite, Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Later on, we'll take an
what's up?
At Forza Horizon 5. There's so much going into this.
Expecting anything good? Halo Infinite release date. Psychonauts 2, I cannot wait for, so I want to see more of. And a big Game Pass game. Those are my expectations.
Yes, indeed. Our Xbox Plays team will also chat with devs and deep dive.
I don't think we're gonna get any like Starfield updates or anything. But...
and their upcoming zombie parkour sequel, Dying Light.
Okay. I do also expect the new Destiny expansion that was shown this morning. I think that'll get a Game Pass announcement.
Hello,
because the last one came to Game Pass, and all of them are on there.
And this is David Lubryka, animation director. Hi. We can't wait until December 7th to finally give you Dying Light 2 Stay Human, the game we have been working on really hard for the last few years.
We're hoping the gameplay video you're about
Fable
to
would be
watch
cool.
will give you a foretaste of parkour and combat systems waiting for you in the game.
I feel like they would have hyped it up more though. Like I would love to see Starfield, but
through its brutal and dangerous streets.
Not today.
Though, as you will see in a moment, there are plenty of things you can use to your advantage. So watch closely, look for special combat.
Do you think we're gonna see Plague Tale?
Check out how with just a bit of creativity you can combine the two. Ready? Let's go.
Sometimes I wonder what this city looked like before all this.
Is that Troy Baker?
Probably like many others.
It's Troy Baker doing Joel, but they said don't do Joel.
Plans, lives. Now it's all gone. The virus started it, but it was the people who made the world the way it is. This city, Villador.
I think you could see Plague Tale.
Tell me they had a vision.
I could see that get an update here.
They had hope. But soon,
I would love Hellblade.
Broke into many
love to see more of that.
Instead of fighting together, people stood against each other.
Hellblade 2, yeah.
War broke out. Was it a little bird?
I didn't play Dying Light 1 outside of the demo,
Died.
which was fun, but I don't know. I'm very picky with zombie games now.
Each time we strike down an enemy, we absorb their strength.
But I can't let that happen.
That was cool.
At least, not yet. I need the secrets the city holds.
Oh, fuck. Hey! Still some rats here.
I have to pick a side.
The Bazaar needs good people.
Okay.
You're doing great so far.
I'm intrigued.
I have to make a difference.
Let's check and see.
If this is like a RPG, like Fallout but zombies with parkour, that'd be pretty cool.
They say that great change is a series of small gestures. How about this series?
Dropkick is cool. First person melee, I never had a problem with. I know that's a popular thing to criticize.
We'll see about that.
But I feel like I can usually get my head around it. I don't know.
Did you notice those bandits in medieval-like armor passing by skyscrapers, banks, and large billboards? That's what we call a modern Dark Ages.
And it's a very unique design, one very important for the plot of Dying Light 2. But there's another thing that stood out to me, all those parkour moves that you and your team has put so much effort into.
Well, all you need is a few thousand of animations, cooperation with professional tracers, mock-up sessions, and invaluable help from David Bell, whose face and moves player will see in the game, by the way.
No, yes, right, and we've got twice the number.
Shout, I finally found a pumpkin beverage that I like.
Game, and we are showing some of them in this trailer. The vault kicks being the most important to me personally. It brings a whole new fighting style into the game. The player can stagger an enemy and use them to perform further attacks, for example by rebounding from their bodies, jumping off them onto other foes, and so on.
I think we captured the movement really well and made it quite simple for the players to perform. I can't wait for them to try it out and tell for themselves how much they loved it.
It's definitely going to be useful. The city's buildings are higher than anything we have done before, improving its verticality. Players will need to find a way to reach those tall skyscrapers and other challenging spots too.
Then it's good we scattered some helpers around, like a paraglider, which can support players.
Oh, and did you play this first one?
In combat.
Dying Light?
Exactly, and it's gonna do great, especially in fights against humans.
I remember it was a really big early PS4 game.
Than in Dying Light 1. It's been over 20 years since the events from the first game, so people adjusted. They are much bolder now, at least during the day.
And they are more vicious too.
And I think that's a great summary of this discussion. Pre-order Dying Light 2 and explore its vast, complex world on December 7th.
Wait, think we're for tomorrow? Ninja Turtles Shadow Drop. Date for Lego Star Wars. Saints Row reboot is interesting. I never got into the Saints Row games, really. I played a little bit of 4.
For the first time in the storied history of the franchise, Microsoft Flight Simulator launched on a home console with the release on Xbox Series X and S last month.
I don't know.
Reviewers and gamers alike
there was
were
something.
blown away by how well the stunning visuals and the depth of the simulation.
There was definitely something in my mind about tomorrow.
I'm extremely honored to welcome the head of Microsoft.
But I can't think of what it was. I'll try and think of it.
To the stream. York, thank you for being here.
Oh, maybe like a new Guardians of the Galaxy trailer.
Xbox game showcase, and it was getting ready to come out on consoles. How did that go?
I keep forgetting that game comes out this year.
As you said, the reaction to the Xbox console,
and I'm excited for it too.
Was really just amazing. Both from Xbox gamers and from the press, they've been so gracious with their feedback.
Same place, only play a demo. Gotcha.
Flight Simulator is one of the highest rated games on Xbox this year, which I think is just great validation that the translation of the simulation to the console has really worked well. Our usage numbers are through the roof.
Dying Light 2 looks cool though. I don't know if it's a game that I'm feeling right now.
There have never been more people playing Flight Simulator than right
looks
now.
Cool.
So it's an awesome time.
That is awesome. Congratulations.
Like I said, zombies are hit or miss for me, and for open world stuff.
All right.
I want to go to the danger zone. So what's going on with Top Gun?
There's so much going on, Paris.
Hey, Jack, what's up?
We talked about Top Gun Maverick earlier. The fans are super excited. They saw the FA-18. They can't wait to start flying. And as you know, it comes out later this year.
Jack, how do you feel about pumpkin drinks?
Alongside the movie. But as the movie is still under wraps, so are we. So I can still not tell you that much about it. But there's so much else going on even before Maverick. So we are continuing to do our monthly.
Oh, and the Saints Row 3 remaster looked really good.
Next month on September 7th,
I thought about it.
We are launching.
But at this point, I'll probably wait for the reboot if I want to try it.
This world update. I mean, at the beginning of the show, if you remember, there was a
hey Jonathan, how you doing?
Flying into Cologne. Well, we did that because World Update 6 updates that region, the region of Gamescom. So Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. And what that means to us is we have new aerial and satellite images. We have a new elevation map.
Jack, I know you liked Dying Light 1, right?
Awesome now.
Am I mistaking that?
Like Frankfurt and Wuppertal in Germany. We have Basel in Switzerland. We have Vienna and Graz in Austria. And
how do you feel about the new one?
And those cities look just amazing. They have like 7 centimeters resolution, and it's awesome. But we want to celebrate the entire region, so we picked 100 of the most scenic places, the most famous landmarks, and we call those POIs. And we sort of
just talking to Lauren about that. Dude, I just finished a pumpkin cream cold brew from Dunkin', and it was good.
And what it ties it all together.
Because I tried the pumpkin iced coffee last season, I think, or the year before, maybe, I forgot. And it was way too sweet, did not like it. But the cold brew, the pumpkin flavor is in the foam.
They fly you around all the awesome looking places.
So I liked it. I would get this again.
And this is a celebration of Dark.
Maybe a nice like sip cup too.
And I'm so happy to be able to announce the date here at Gamescom.
You know, that is really
love Dying Light.
Nice.
Yeah, I was talking to Owen. Me and Owen are in the same boat, but I only ever played the demo. But 2 looks good. It just, to me, at the moment, doesn't look like a game that I want to sink my teeth into. But it looks good. It does look good. Saints Row 3 remaster stunning. Crazy that it's only a remaster. Yeah, I agree. It looks like a full-blown remake. And I wonder if the GTA remasters are going to be that big of a jump.
Celebrate the planes. So we are announcing a new series. We call them Local Legends. And think about that as planes that are locally well known, like in that region, but outside in the world not so much. Yeah. But why not use the world updates to highlight this, to bring these awesome machines to a worldwide audience? So for World Update 6, we picked a German plane from the 1930s. It's called Junkers U-52. In Germany, it's lovingly named Tante U, so Aunt U. And we think of us as sort of a digital preservation.
Can we get Jock's plane from, what's his name, right? Jock?
Deep. So we're doing a full
Indiana Jones.
Scan. We take full scans of the outside and the inside, as detailed as 1 millimeter, which is as good as you can do this.
We get his plane.
Working with, for the Junkers, we work with Bernd Junkers, who is
dude. Oh my God! I just forgot. I mean, I just remembered that there's an Indiana Jones game coming. For
Then
Xbox.
we worked with an organization that is preserving one of the last surviving examples of the Junkers. So
that's
they
gonna be good.
Scan and take photographs, and then we were lucky that to find a pilot.
Would love to see that here. I know that's not happening at all. That's like maybe next E3.
He lets us know, like, is the cockpit right and the sounds right? Does it feel right in the air? So we're having a blast working with these experts to really bring these, to celebrate this plane, to bring them back to life.
So this is almost like you're creating like a digital museum for aviation inside Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically that. It's a museum with flyable planes. So we're working with 40 museums around the world, and it's honestly one of the funnest parts of the job.
Flight Sim is cool.
With these curators of planes.
I like that much money is put into something so niche.
The world sort of nagging on their remaining planes, and they're so happy when we come in.
I really want to try it, but I gotta clear off like most of my hard drive on my Series S.
We know that we can digitally preserve them in perpetuity, and we're actually giving those scans back to the museum so they can do something with it. And it's a great collaboration. And we're actually not just looking back in the history of aviation, we're also looking towards the future. So I have another announcement. We are working with a fascinating German company called Volocopter.
Yeah.
And they're making a
Chat, do we think Flight Sim would ever add like an X-Wing?
Air taxi for urban traffic.
Is that
so they have a vision of the future, how
too wild for them?
Drone type,
like would their actual audience that loves Flight Sim, would they be mad about that?
Engineering team to make sure that we are capturing their plane and their aircraft perfectly in the flight simulator, and that's coming out in November.
I mean, you weren't kidding when you're saying that there's a lot going on inside of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Is there anything else you want to share?
Yeah, there's one more thing.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to announce that we've partnered with RARA. That's the Reno Air Racing Association, and every year they put on something called the Steel National Championship Air Race, and we're bringing this to Flight Simulator. So this is the fastest motorsport. This is right down your alley. It's the fastest motorsport on Earth, and I actually brought you a little trailer to look at.
So race, speed. We go into the danger zone, baby. Let's go ahead and show that.
That's cool. That's the only bad thing about the Series S. I mean, honestly, it hasn't been a problem for me so far, and I think it is only because I have the Master Chief Collection and Destiny installed. If those things weren't on there, I'd be able to play Flight Sim. And I also have like 20 other games installed, so... But... I was very used to... Wait, was that it? Wow, okay.
You know I like going fast, and you know I love being in the danger zone. When is this coming out?
Man, these planes, they fly 500 miles, faster than 500 miles an hour, 50 to 250 feet above the ground. So you are definitely going to be in the danger zone. I mean, without going into too much detail, this Reno Air Race is actually the largest expansion we have since we launched on Flight Simulator. It's not just
once the
all the famous race planes of the world. There's lots of them.
Once storage gets cheaper, I'll probably end up buying like the terabyte memory card.
Friends and pilots across the planet.
Or honestly, maybe even by then, I would just buy an updated
is coming to Microsoft
Xbox.
Flight Simulator.
Like Series X, 2, or Pro, or whatever, I don't know.
When is it coming out? This is coming out this fall, so it's right around.
But yeah, for me so far, storage hasn't been a problem.
That is fantastic, and you know I have the need for speed, so I can't wait to get my hands on this and participate in some of these air races.
Awesome, man. We got you covered.
Yeah, all right, thank you. If going fast on the ground is more your
Sonic the Hedgehog,
keep an eye out for an extended look at Forza Horizon 5 later on in the stream. We'll also talk with Wasteland 3's game director about the game's next big DLC. But first, if you're an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, we have some great news for you.
What's up? That's me.
Here I come.
Okay. Whoa, what is that?
Build a weapon, one that blows the world away. Build a rocket that'll come and take away us all. Gonna come back.
Midnight Fight Express. That looks like a Kevin game. Oh, that grappling hook, that was cool. Okay. I'm looking for... Yeah, is this the one? No. That one that had the person, like, with the eye patch and, like, the bloody hand? I want to see what that is. Signals, dude. Signalis? Sorry. I'll write that down. That looks cool. If a game is like doing low res PS1 style, you automatically... Oh yeah, like that kind of look. Yes. Up my alley. Low res PS1 vibes are some of my favorites, so into that.
Yep, somehow they did it. They added even more games to Game Pass. But let's talk about what's coming up. We're talking Age of Empires 4, the game's creative director, and we're going to see what's next for Sea of Thieves. But now, we've got a new roguelike retro shooter that, in grand retro fashion, sends you plundering through shifting dungeons to defeat a mysterious eldritch terror. Let's dive into the pit.
Into the pit. I ended up giving up on the... Ooh. Chat, what was I just saying? What was I just saying about... Wait, was this gun for PS1 look? Or was it just low res? In one spot. Okay, no, that was just a thing. Anyway, I forget what I was saying. Anyway. Think we get anything abandoned tomorrow? Nah. I think if anything, it's revealed that Abandoned is actually just marketing for Death Stranding Director's Cut. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about the Director's Cut thing. I'm curious to talk to Kevin tomorrow for Gamescast about what his thoughts are on Ghost, because like I love Ghost and I really love Death Stranding. I really like Death Stranding. But the like retroactive DLC that takes place in the middle of the campaign has never been something I liked. Like Horizon did that and I did not care. Ghost, I'm curious about the new stuff to do. I'm sooner going to dive into the new Legends content. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about director's cuts. Because like Death Stranding director's cut, I probably will never play.
Okay, that's enough. So,
oh, and genuinely, if it is tied to Kojima, I believe it is that. I think it is just marketing for Death Stranding.
They're about 3 to 5 minutes each, and we have over an hour of them total, and they're called hands-on histories. And what they are is a great way to like deep dive on certain fun subjects.
That is my bet.
Cultures we're representing, and just from medieval history.
Excellent. Well, I hear you've actually brought one of those segments that you're going to share here for the very first time.
Yeah,
hot take about Ghost of Tsushima director's cut. Let's hear it, Owen.
The segment on one of the most popular units from
also, Age of Empires is cool, but I've never played it, and it is not my type of game. So,
let's take a look.
My strategy games I like are Fire Emblem.
Was the king of all siege engines, a catapult capable of smashing down castle walls from great distances.
Ooh, I have a prediction about either today or tomorrow. Listen, I know I just said what I said about director's cuts, but this isn't a director's cut, it's just a next-gen update. The Witcher Wild Hunt. Let me see that next-gen version with the Henry Cavill DLC. I never did the main quest of The Witcher 3. I did 100 hours of side quests and open world stuff. So, The Witcher 3 is a game that I will play this fall. Because I love The Witcher 3, but I did not experience the main story at all. I never got out of Act 1. I got to Novigrad, I think. But I will absolutely do a full playthrough of it on Xbox when that next gen version drops.
So once that weight drops, it really sends this point of the arm moving at its highest velocity.
Because I just love the world. I love the Netflix show. The world of The Witcher is a very, maybe my favorite fantasy, like high fantasy world. Like Lord of the Rings, iconic, duh, love it, but yeah, it might be Witcher. Witcher is just a really cool world. I like its rules. I like how it's like rooted in sci-fi kind of. Like space has a really big role in the world of The Witcher, which I think is very cool. Like people say, I think people say that Elder Scrolls has to do with some space stuff, but I never like ever experienced that.
That's the weight of 2 men.
$70 is a complete ripoff or copy-paste game that reused assets to make Iki Island. RDR 60 frames on PS5 and backwards should have been 40 at most. Yeah, personally, I haven't played it, but I think the $70 thing is fine if you've never played it before. Like if you've never experienced Ghost, it's like, hey, it's full price still. I think it's just a reason to keep the games at their full price longer. Like Nintendo's been able to do that forever because Nintendo's IP holds its worth. You know? And I think PlayStation's trying to position themselves in that way by adding more content. So it's like, hey, if you want Ghost, it's always going to be $60 or $70. Because now there's new content. So the full price thing I think is fine if you've never played it before, but I understand as a returning player, yeah, it's a lot. Because I still own the game, and it would be $20 for me to get the Iki Island stuff, which I'm down to pay. Because I'm not playing on PS5 right now, I'm still on PS4 Pro. But yeah, I can absolutely see that.
And they've done production on an amazing amount of shows and documentaries for the BBC and won every award you can imagine for media. And they travel to all of these locations in all these different countries to meet with these subject matter experts and get all of this great footage on how things really worked and how things were made. And it's been delightful to kind of go through that process and, you know, get all these. And
still thinking about Signalis.
I love it. Now, you also, of course,
looked real good.
You've got a bunch, as you mentioned, of these hands-on history segments. Anything else that you can tell us fans about what we can expect, looking forward to? Any favorites you got coming up?
Oh, well,
Cash grab is an interesting way to phrase it, because like I don't.
My personal favorite is one called Medieval Surgery, and I'm gonna let your imagination go. With
like I don't know if I would say it's a cash grab. It's just them trying to Disney-fy, Nintendo-fy their catalog.
So you know we've got ones on warfare and castle building,
which can work.
How they kept flaming arrows from not going out.
You know.
Who shot them, and so.
Like, oh, did the stream crash? What just happened? Did the Xbox stream crash? I'm refreshing. What's chat saying? Did the stream die? Oh, lots of Fs. Yep, that thing died. Well, now we can kill some time. Should be $40. Anyone new buying a TVH is a bare minimum upgrade. Yeah, I hear where you're coming from, Owen. I think with the case of this, it's like, from what I can gather, it looks like this adds more content than Intergrade. did, you know? Like, it's adding a new location with about the same amount of story playthrough and then like a bunch of side stuff. And Intergrade was kind of the same thing. So like, I think it's case to case. Personally, the whole director's cut thing, I don't have a problem with it. I just don't think I would engage with it.
October 28th, we are launching
because
you can go to ageofempires.com to learn more.
The reason I said before, like, it's the reason I never played Frozen Wilds.
Go onto the Microsoft Store or Steam, pre-order the game.
I beat that game.
And of course, we will be there.
I went on Aloy's journey. What were you holding back that I didn't learn about her in that campaign that I need to experience before the ending of that game, you know?
Very special.
Yes, so Gamescom opening night live, 11 a.m. Pacific time. There might be something Age of Empires related in there, so if you're a fan, you probably should tune in.
A bit of a tease from Mr. Ice Green.
Maybe.
And I like it very much. Adam, thank you so much for joining us here.
Always a pleasure, Kate.
Always a pleasure. Age of Empires 4 looks fantastic, so I cannot wait. October 28th, neither should you. Now, we have tons coming up here today, including a new update for State of Decay 2 and an extended look at Forza Horizon 5 with our friends at Playground Games. But now, let's catch up with Paris, who's gone from flying the skies in Microsoft Flight Sim to a different kind of cloud.
That's right, Kate. Xbox Cloud Gaming is already available on Windows PCs, mobile phones, and tablets. And now, it's coming to Xbox consoles. The future with cloud gaming sounds bright.
I haven't messed with the cloud stuff a ton on my phone, but when I did, I was impressed.
Just to play with your friends.
Some of it worked better than others, for sure.
Cloud gaming
But
will bring people together without barriers.
So when I think about cloud and when I think about gaming, those two things together to me really show you the future where you can pick up something and you can play it anywhere. And
I played in my browser the day it launched. I played Destiny 2 and Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight ran better.
Cloud gaming is phenomenal. That's pretty great. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
This actually looks so good.
Games are large and you want to keep the ones that you know you love on your hard drive. Xbox Cloud Gaming is about being able to discover the new ones.
I love the Series S. It's a really good console.
For our Gamepass Ultimate members, they will get to experience Xbox Cloud Gaming on whatever console they have.
Cloud gaming is really about looking at how people play differently. I know me in particular, sometimes I just have to...
Like, isn't it wild I can just pull up my phone and
It should be as easy as finding
play Doom right now?
on your console and just jumping right in.
Skyrim? I could play Skyrim on my phone.
What's crazy about this is like the latency. This is the kind of stuff you need with cloud gaming.
Oh, 60 frames? That's actually...
Like, I didn't realize it was $100, but I do kind of want the backbone, because there's been plenty of times where I've been over, like, my girlfriend's place, and I don't want to bring an Xbox controller with me, but I knew I'd be having downtime, and I could just whip out the backbone and play some stuff on my phone.
I can just wait for them to send me an invite. It makes content just so much more accessible.
Yeah, the Kojima cloud game I'm very curious about.
It's awesome.
Everything that Xbox is doing right now is just getting rid of the limits of having to be on a specific...
Shit, I got back into Minecraft. That meme is real, and I'm living it.
Gen 8 consoles can play Gen 9
Every few months, your friend group gets a 2-week Minecraft obsession. It started last night. I felt it coming the past, like, 5 days.
To allow the Gen 8 customers, the Xbox One customers, to play games that their hardware wouldn't have been able to.
That's cool, too. I really think it's cool that you can play next-gen games on Xbox One through the cloud. That's fun.
Sign me up. I'm ready for cloud gaming right now. Let's do it. When's the release date? When does it release?
Cool.
August 9th, saw the release of the free optimized update for Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice on the Xbox.
I'm diving into this soon. I cannot wait to play this
Beautiful
game.
and rich visuals thanks to the addition of ray tracing and
I'm so excited to play Hellblade. I wanted to play it for so long.
Perfect opportunity to relive Senua's journey.
But like many games, it dropped in the worst time of my college career in terms of
Do yourself a favor, grab a pair of
not having free time.
and immerse yourself into this world.
Agreed. Speaking of unique experiences on Game Pass, the Xbox Plays team will be taking a look at some
Minecraft with
Xbox
RT soon.
titles over the next few days, including 12 Minutes and the Big Con.
They're also talking with developers from Halo, the Master Chief Collection, Forza Horizon 5.
For the Destiny fans, apparently the raid and the Witch Queen is in the pyramid ship. That's so fucking
All of
cool.
those streams on twitch.tv/Xbox.
Speaking of Forza Horizon 5, don't forget our friends at Playground Games will give us an extended look at their monument to motoring in Mexico later on.
I'm looking forward to Forza.
That includes never-before-seen areas of the game map, plus cars that have never been in the Forza franchise before. I've loved everything.
I really like Burnout Paradise.
So far, and I can't wait. Now, Kate.
I'm not huge on racing games, but
Well, right, you are, Paris. Let's talk Wasteland 3. Their newest DLC introduces us to a new cult.
Forza seems like it's in that
Cult
Burnout
of the Holy Detonation.
circle.
Holy detonation is
Jack, if you're still here, did you ever play the Wasteland games? I feel like that would be up your alley.
within Cheyenne Mountain. We've changed, devolved into the mutations you see before you. Set on a righteous path.
Yeah. Oh, and Hellblade is a lights off, headphones on thing.
Life-giving glow should be shared with everyone.
I want to get to it soon. Probably after I take care of Psychonauts.
May the light of the holy detonation purify you. Join us, Rangers.
Never played them? Gotcha. It's on Game Pass. Considered it.
With new patches, bug fixes, and added features, like fine wine, Wasteland 3 just gets better with age to really savor the game's bouquet.
Damn. Now I really want to see The Witcher here. I can't stop thinking about that.
David, thank you for joining us.
I'm super stoked to be here. Thanks.
So in the trailer, we saw that the DLC is coming.
I wanted to dive into The Witcher 3 again recently, but then they announced that.
You guys have been working on this for a very long time, so can you kind of talk about that journey?
Yeah, our dev team has been working non-stop full tilt, trying to make Wasteland 3 the best version of itself it could be. Over the past year since it's released, we've added features, we've balanced, we've listened to the community, we've fixed bugs, added stability, and I really think that the version that we have now is the absolute best version of the game, and if you've never played it before, now's an awesome time to jump in.
Well, congratulations on everything that you've been doing with Wasteland 3. Now, this DLC is called The Cult of the Holy Detonation. Now, talk about that a little bit. Tell me what's going to go into this DLC.
That's a good name.
What should we be excited about?
Right, so you've heard of Cheyenne Mountain, right?
Yes.
For those who haven't, Cheyenne Mountain is this top secret military complex buried deep in the heart of Cheyenne Mountain in the middle of Colorado. It's designed to outlast a nuclear winter. And so when you hit level 16, an old friend calls you and says, hey, I need your help securing this secret military base and all the secrets within. And as soon as you get there, you find two warring cults battling over supremacy, trying to take control of the Holy Detonation, which is this pre-war science experiment.
Let's see Cyberpunk's next gen upgrade. I bet you we will see the Witcher update before that.
All they want to do is share the holy radiation.
I think we'll see the Witcher next gen version before the Cyberpunk one.
That sounds a lot cooler than some of the cults I may have joined in the past, but this is typical Wasteland fashion. We're really going to be able to get in there and mix it up, right?
Right. So you and your Ranger team insert yourself right smack dab in the middle of their holy war, which, you know, what could
Jack,
go wrong? And
I don't know if you saw this morning, but they're doing a Bungie 30th anniversary celebration in Destiny, and there's like some needler shoulder armor for one of the classes.
This is really your game to craft and mold.
It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. So the last expansion was the Battle of Steeltown, right? You had giant robots and things like that. So, you know, what are you going to do to actually top something like that from the last expansion?
Right. So we wanted like returning players to find something that they could never find in another version or like in previous versions of Wasteland 3. And so we built this as a Wasteland style dungeon crawl. And in there you find this awesome mix of mystery, exploration. You're meeting these crazy cultists who have been locked in this like pre-war time.
If we're doing more like indie updates, I'd love to see something on Weird West. I don't know if that's coming to Xbox. I think it's a Devolver joint.
I want to get back to the crazy cultists, but talk to me about these big boss battles. I want to hear more about that.
Right. So we took the best parts
Expecting Cyberpunk next gen upgrade to be pushed to 22.
New life into it with objective-based combat, which are basically super.
I understand Cyberpunk has its fans, but even just like even during the peak hype,
it's not about killing, it's about getting the job.
Like I wasn't really into it.
Combat doesn't end until the mission is over.
Like even if the game ran fine, I don't think I'd care.
You're in there breaking into prisons, rescuing POWs. You're disrupting tech cultist rituals. You are splitting your fire team and coordinating like
Last time I talked to Kevin though, he was still curious for the next gen update, I think.
And I really think this is going to take old players who know their Ranger team like the back of their hands, and it's going to make them scratch their head and really have to rethink how they go about combat and making it new, exciting, and challenging like mentally in a way we haven't been able to really do before with just straight up murder combat.
Now, Wasteland has a reputation for getting a little silly.
Right.
What are some of the weird characters we can expect in some of the story encounters we'll see in the game?
Yeah, with Cult of the Holy Detonation, we really got to cut our devs loose and just let them be creative.
I wonder if they'll ever do a Wasteland game that's like Fallout first-person style.
If we're like
sort of how like Obsidian's doing Avowed.
That's just how we do it, and we pick up the pieces afterwards.
Like a Pillars of Eternity in the style of Elder Scrolls.
And we know if we're having fun, our fans are going to have fun along with us.
I feel like Wasteland could probably do that at some point.
Letting you get deep into this like weird radiation cult.
If they wanted to, I'm sure they could.
With them and talk with them. And tell stories and like maybe even join them.
Yeah.
And so like for instance, one of the characters you meet, one of the first cultists you meet.
Yeah. Oh, and it's just like
he's got, like,
the cyberpunk vibe is like it's cool and I like it. It's just
like you meet him and he's like, hey,
it doesn't do it for me the way it does for a lot of other people.
Soak up some of these rads, it'll be great. And he Sherpas you in.
Like some people get excited just if they see the neon in the rain, which is a good look, but
he's what you get if
a lot of it just blends together for me.
20 cultists and you like melted them into a big pile, kind of like I would do this with like a magnifying glass. I would like melt like army guys and like GI Joes into a big pile, and he's wet and sloppy and gross and he's hard to understand and he needs a translator supposedly, but he's like your #1 fan, and getting to build
sure, like I like Blade Runner.
Wild extreme character was a ton of fun to write for. It's a ton of fun to like explore. Like
what other cyberpunk stuff is there?
And he's an absolute blast. Hell, even some of the weapons that you find in Cheyenne Mountain.
For sure, Blade Runner.
Devolved cultists. Like there's one guy and he kind of devolved into this like vomiting bagpipe creature, and he has this real like kill me.
Let me look up a list.
About him. But we get to play with these fun body horror themes that let us jackknife between sort of like dark and serious and like goofy and funny, which is a line that Wasteland really loves.
Batman Beyond. Love Batman Beyond.
Really important stuff is at stake, but it's the Wasteland's a pretty bizarre place.
Didn't realize that counted.
I can imagine. Now, we talked before. You've been working on Wasteland 3 for a while. There's already
Tron's not cyberpunk.
Say I'm a new player. Say I'm watching this right now, and I'm like, man, I want to get into Wasteland 3. What would you suggest for new players wanting to get into this?
And like I said at the top, like Wasteland is like the best version of itself right now because of all the work we've put into it over the past year.
Terminator.
And so
is Terminator cyberpunk? Wikipedia is pushing it.
Game plus Cult of the Holy Detonation and Battle of Steeltown, all for a discount. Or if you have Game Pass, you already have Wasteland 3. Just download it and play it, and then you can
Ghost Runner. Never played it.
With the expansion pass.
That is awesome.
Again, looks cool, but it's.
Recap this a little bit. We've talked about, spewing pus bags and these weird characters and the cults and the boss battles and
like everything being
things that are going to be in Wasteland 3. But please remind everyone.
Neon, super shiny rain is a vibe that's cool, but I feel like it is overdone.
That is awesome. So this is the cult,
and it just does not excite me.
Detonation coming October 5th.
Like
David,
almost ever.
Thanks, Bearish. Appreciate it.
Right. In the 3 years since its launch, Sea of Thieves has played host to some incredible crossovers, including unique chipsets.
I still gotta play Pirates.
Games like Battletoads, State of Decay, Halo, and more. Today, we're excited to announce a brand new special event that will award players an all-new ship as a part of the latest Wild crossover heading to Sea of Thieves. Better yet, this event begins tomorrow. So get ready to make some mayhem, and let's get our first look at this very special ship.
Mayhem, is it Doom? The claptrap thing is cool, but
It's really cool to be a part of this all-digital Gamescom event. And we were thinking, what's the best way to kind of celebrate Gamescom and to be a part of this as Sea of Thieves? And so we're really excited to reveal that we're bringing the Mayhem ship set that you've just seen, a really, really cool ship that's inspired by Borderlands, into Sea of Thieves, and we're giving all of our players a chance to earn it during kind of the Gamescom time period. So it's been really cool to work with the Borderlands team to bring this ship to life, and giving all of our players the chance to earn it as part of this live event that we've cunningly titled Mayhem. You might notice the link. So you can probably guess the kind of activities that are involved, but if you head to Lorena at any of the outposts in the Sea of Thieves world, she'll be able to fill you in on the details of what you need to go do to earn the ship set. So we hope everybody gets a chance to take part.
Kevin just texted me, Borderlands, question mark?
So it starts today, and it runs through to September the 7th. So that's the time period you've got to get your hands on the Mayhem ship set. And I think that's it from me. So, as always, I will see you on the seas.
Sea of Thieves looks fun, though. I want to play with my friends. It's just about planning and timing. The Pirates, other Caribbean stuff I really want to do. Love the movies. Play day one. What is this? Is this State of Decay? Does this go until 3? I think it goes until 2:30, Jack.
But now
I told Mike 2:30 because they said it was a 90-minute show.
that brings us back together.
Because I got to record Jedi Knights today.
It reunites old friends. It builds new bonds.
Yeah, Owen, Omar picked up Cyberpunk, 2 copies of it. Each. Xbox and PS4.
Greatest weapon we have.
Chat, what's the vibe on zombie games? How we feel about zombie games in 2021?
Welcome back to Trumbull Valley.
Well, just like zombies themselves, it seems everything old is new again in State of Decay 2. And we have a guest to walk us through this undead update. Please join me in welcoming Undead Labs Director of Communications, Wanda Russell. Hello, Wanda. How are you?
Hello, I'm great. It's great to be here. Talk about the Homecoming update releasing on September 1st. We are very excited to get this into players' hands.
You are indeed. So let's talk about the Homecoming update. Obviously, we are coming back to Trumbull Valley. We were there for Heartland.
Omar reviews Cyberpunk on JoyClicks.
Talk to me about the differences, and I'll sit right here and listen.
He might be working on it for his own channel. I know he's trying to get back into YouTube.
In the game, but it's a very linear, narrative-driven experience.
Days Gone was not it. Jack, I thought Days Gone was okay, and I was kind of into how psychotic Deacon was. I thought it was stupid and fun. And then I realized I had like another 40 hours left. And then everything that happened with Bend and the guy who was in charge of that game happened, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm good.
Right. So the events in Heartland kind of play out. You see what happens in Trumbull Valley. So we think of it as the third part of our Trumbull saga that began with the original State of Decay game, continued into Heartland, and now we see what has happened since then.
Like,
and what's
I did Back 4 Blood recently,
So
and it was kind of jank.
a lot for players to discover. A lot of
But I feel like it could be a fun game to play with friends, and it's gonna be on Game Pass, so like I might play some Back 4 Blood this year.
Isn't the Trumbull Valley that players might remember?
But
That's gonna be exciting.
Interesting. Well, and anytime you expand something like
yeah, I feel like if any game is like our world is 20 years after the zombie apocalypse, I'm out. I'm check the hell out.
In fact, we're doing something unique with the Trumbull Valley map. There are items there that you can only find on.
Alright, so your remake has the best zombies. Oh, and I agree. Resident Evil. That's so funny. Like they're so good in Resident Evil 2 that I just completely forget that Resident Evil is a zombie game. And it's like my second favorite game of all time. Maybe in my #1. Like.
And I have to say, they are some of the coolest weapons I have ever seen go into the game.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for people to find them.
A juggernaut amount of content, and I don't care who sees that second pun of the day. That works out great. Well, let's talk about the State of Decay community, because it's absolutely an integral part
I don't know about
of the
zombies
entire
anymore.
franchise. And State of Decay being on Xbox Game Pass.
And I'm glad Resident Evil, outside of the remakes,
The game, talk to me about those.
and unless they do Code Veronica, they're done doing zombies. Resident Evil's gotten away from zombies too, which I think is probably a good idea.
Because it was one of the most requested features from the community, which also makes it very exciting for us to be able to say, we did it, you get it. And we have a major milestone that we're celebrating. State of Decay 2 has 10 million lifetime players.
10 million lifetime hang your hat on that. I absolutely love
Speaking
that.
of numbers, another Destiny highlight this morning, they said since the Activision split, since they became independent, they have gained 20 million players.
So the update releases September 1st. It's a free update for all State of Decay.
They gained that.
And it's included with Xbox Game Pass. Happy homecoming.
I love it. Thank you, Wonder, very much.
Chat, I'm starting to think we're not going to get a Halo Infinite date.
Now we move from Trumbull Valley to the Lost Valley of Akria. This mystical location trades zombies.
They haven't mentioned Halo
of long dead god kings and a
once.
healthy dose of hack and slash. All this awaits in Strayblade.
Strayblade, okay. Pre-alpha, whoa, okay. This is a ways out, huh? I've been checking Twitter to check the vibe of the conference. A lot of people... Oh, that was it, okay. A lot of people are saying it. I will agree. The pace of this show is a little
you discover the mystical Lost Valley of Akria,
interesting.
A world which ranges from overgrown temple ruins.
Oh, and I want a Code Veronica remake so bad.
A game world that changes based on your victories and plenty of dudes to stab in blade-to-blade combat. If that weren't enough, you even get a fuzzy little pal to help you out. Between the epic fights and this small guy, there's clearly a lot going on here. So let's hear more from Point Blank Games about Strayblade.
Hello everybody, I'm Leonard Kausch, Game Director at Point Blank Games, and today I will show you Strayblade. Strayblade is an action RPG where you play a rogue adventurer who is exploring the ancient valley of Akria with his companion, a witty wolf named Boji. Unveil the history of the Forgotten Valley, muster the powers of the 3 Akrian metals to restore balance to this war-torn land.
That is the how, as well as the why.
Combat and exploration are the 2 key elements of our game.
Remember that Gollum game?
Our combat system merges strategic anticipation
What the hell is that?
with split-second blade-to-blade reactions. It is the high
Like, I like Lord of the Rings. Who the hell wanted a Gollum game?
That, we put our hearts into creating fluid, well-readable animations and epic cinematic finishes.
It's very weird.
Choose from multiple weapon categories.
When's the last time we saw that?
Your playstyle. Now, let's take a look at the exploration. Akria's colorful world ranges from overgrown city ruins to frozen
This looks interesting.
winding canyons. Together with your companion, explore the deepest corners of
It seems Souls-inspired.
bristling with adventure. Every discovery holds treasure.
Seems more of a secondary type conference. Yeah.
Lore pieces and beautiful places. Change is part of your journey, where every victory impacts the world around you. When you die, time keeps moving forward. Enemies killed stay dead. New foes invade camps that you weakened. And when
Honestly, Owen, for RE4 remake, I love RE4.
Shapes what now awaits you.
I don't think there's any world where
Epic boss fights.
I dislike the remake. Like, I'm completely fine if they want to change stuff and take some stuff out and reorganize it, mess with the tone. Because, like, the original, I think it holds up well enough. I hate the camera, but it's there.
Next up, one of the most
runs fine. It's on everything. So a remake, like, I would kind of like if the remake was more in line with the tone of RE2, personally.
In case that didn't tip you off, we're talking about Crusader Kings 3, the medieval grand strategy and role-playing game that has you trying to defend your royal line from those that would conquer your kingdom.
Did they say Halo in the marketing at all for this? Or did they just say updates, and we all assumed?
Have been refined to bring that grand strategy experience to a controller.
Not to mention bringing the grand strategy experience to my comfy living room couch.
We'll all be ruling from our throne room soon enough. Check out Crusader Kings 3, now coming to Xbox consoles.
My son, we must never forget the crimes committed against us. Your father sought his glorious revenge.
I heard people hype this up a lot on MinMax.
He never understood that the greatest wars are won with weddings, not warriors. With daggers, not swords. Only the small-minded measure success across the span of a single life. The real game is played across generations. You see, real strategy.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jack. We should get the date soon. I just don't know when it would be if not today. Unless it's tomorrow? For Keeley? Which, like, maybe, but it would be weird to not do it at your own event. Does Paris know the date? Does Paris literally know the date of Halo Infinite right now?
3 is wild. You really haven't lived until you've made an 8-year-old the King of England.
Well, it's nice to have hobbies. We've all gotten into
Dude, December would be nice. November's
weird, like,
packed.
Diving into people's brains and exploring their
Psychonauts!
Projected into a psychedelic 60s wonderland kind of weird.
Chat, Psychonauts 1 is one of the best games I've ever played.
I am so excited for Psychonauts to finally get a sequel. It has been so
I just beat it the other day.
There really is something special about Psychonauts,
adored it.
It really is indeed. Now, think about this.
I'm so excited to play this.
Psychonauts originally came out. It was a different time for gaming. Most of the biggest games that year, we're talking Resident Evil 4, Battlefield 2, Call of Duty 2.
Like, it might be in my top 10. I loved Psychonauts.
Big, beefy shooter games.
Meanwhile, Psychonauts had humor, whimsy, and surprisingly heartfelt moments. It was an oasis of color and humanity.
Like, I think it might be one of the best 3D platformers I've ever played, because it's way more than that.
Not to mention having some deceptively deep character moments.
That's why the original is considered a cult classic.
It has been a long time coming, and it is finally here. Enjoy this long-awaited launch trailer for Psychonauts.
I don't know if I want spoilers.
Well, this shouldn't take too long.
Psychonauts was hilarious, too. Like, if this game hits any similar way that the first one did for me, this is my game of the year. I don't want spoilers. The levels were so exciting.
I'm the new intern.
Huh.
Today is my first day on the job.
Get ready, Rasputin.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna watch the rest of this. Like, it comes out tonight, essentially.
I'm not supposed to check out equipment to interns.
You did what?
I want to know the levels. Seeing every level was so exciting. And it looks so good. I love the look of this.
And I've got eyes on me.
All I see is another unruly peasant.
Oh boy.
Like, one of the worlds in Psychonauts 1, you go into someone's mind who is haunted by his ancestor, Napoleon Bonaparte, because Napoleon thinks he's, like, lacking spine, and he's bad at everything he does. So you go in to help him fight off his ancestor. And in his mind, the world that you go into, the level, is... It takes place on a giant... on, like, a real-size board game. And then you, like, jump onto the board game. And then you're maneuvering on the board game when Napoleon and his descendant are sitting there. And you're platforming around, doing a bunch of stuff. Going in deeper to be, like, the size of the playing pieces. Going back up and, like, moving things around. Playing chess and stuff. It's so clever.
It's the final level of the original game that came out, and I cannot believe I'm doing the math on this one. 16 years ago, Tim Schafer and Lizette T-Tree Montgomery. I am definitely dating myself, but you all welcome from Double Fine Productions. Thank you so much for being here. Tim, can you believe it has been 9?
I hope they make more of these, honestly. Because it's just so creative, and the potential is endless.
It kind of was for Raz, because the story picks up right where the first game left off. And even though it has been a lot of years, it's a game that matters a lot to us. We really love it here at Double Fine, and we know that a lot of fans, it meant a lot to them. And so we really want to be true to the spirit of the first game, which we were able to do because we brought back a lot of the same voice actors, and we also have a lot of people on the team here that worked on the first game, as well as bringing on a bunch of new people like Lisette.
Thank you. It was really important for us to carry the legacy forward, especially the cool style of Wonk that is very prevalent in the first game.
Style of Wonk. Just put it on a shirt. I'm in there for it. Let's roll it back a bit. Of course, this can be kind of a trippy idea if you're not familiar. Psychonauts, they still jump into people's minds, I'm assuming, like the first game, right? So if a Psychonaut sort of dove into my brain, it would be like a lot of Ted Lasso quotes and French Bulldog memes. Am I correct, Tim?
Yeah, that's what's fun about a Psychonauts game, is that all the levels are different, just like every person is different, based on their personality. If you could jump into someone's mind, what would it look like in there? What would be the color of the sky, and like who would the monsters be? And in Psychonauts, you get to do that because Raz has the power of astral projection. And when he goes in, he gets to fight those monsters and help people deal with their nightmares and wrestle with their inner demons. And so there's a ton of variety.
Like, it's such a genius concept for making levels.
You can have any art style. And coming up with new levels for the second game was really fun to do.
Well, I loved it from the first game, certainly.
All I know for sure is the, like, very vibrant color one in the Teeth world.
In the game world. I mean, Psychonauts 2 has got it all over the place, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was really important for us to carry forward the unique brain worlds and unique levels from the first game, and the unique style as well. So we really focused on how we could bring forward that style in Wonk, and also bring in new levels and enemies.
Style of Wonk.
Now, of course, it wouldn't be Psychonauts without new mental demons, and I'm sure it's happening in Psychonauts 2. What does this mean? Does it mean basically is that we're finally able to slap COVID anxiety in the face?
Well, I don't know if you get to slap anxiety in your face, but you definitely get to slap some panic attacks, and COVID definitely caused a lot of those. In addition to panic attacks, some of our old enemies have also come back. Our sensors are our favorites, and they're definitely here. And in addition to that, we also have our doubts and some new enemies. There's our lovely sensor. Also, some regrets, some flying regrets. There are a ranged enemy, and they definitely are challenging. Our doubts are our slow, sticky melee enemy. You're also seeing our enabler here. He is our
my main thing is I hope they carry over the humor, because I thought Psychonauts 1 was very funny, and that's like my biggest disappointment with Ratchet & Clank.
Bad mood.
Including the bad mood.
Ratchet & Clank lost so much of his humor.
Now, for those who haven't played the original,
some of it was warranted.
On Xbox Game Pass, by the way. Wink. Tim, why is Raz so good at rummaging through brains?
Raz is, he has some very special skills. He has two whole sets of skills, one being the acrobatic skills he learned growing up in the circus. He can balance on tightropes, jump on trampolines, swing on trapezes, and that helps him navigate and get around to all kinds of interesting places. But he also has this other side to his personality, which is that he's a powerful psychic. So he can levitate objects, he can use telekinesis and pyrokinesis. He has these powers which people might recognize from the first game, as well as 3 new powers for the second game. He has the ability to mentally connect thoughts together, and he can connect two thoughts and actually connect two thoughts together.
I don't want
to solve
spoilers.
Puzzles and to navigate in this game. He has the power of time bubble, which is just change and slow down how things are moving by changing people's perception of time. And he also has the power of projection, which allows him to pull an archetype, a personality, out of his unconscious mind and bring it into the world that he's in, like a companion in battle or in puzzle solving.
Cool.
But let's talk about the story for a second, because as the original Psychonauts, we saw Raz training to be part of an organization, and now perhaps he's part of a whole organization at this point. And are there other brain agents, other Psychonauts out there that maybe grew up in a completely different circus?
Yeah, we have a lot of new characters in this game.
We do. We have a lot of new characters in this game. As soon as Raz arrives on the headquarters, he immediately gets introduced to the interns. And the interns quickly tell him and show him how he fits into the organization.
The bottom.
They're right down at the bottom.
That's cool. Because in the first game they were tied to
the coolest kid in summer camp.
It was camp, so like it was a bunch of kids.
His entire family, his entire embarrassing circus clothes wearing family comes to visit him in front of all his new friends. And so the interns find out that he's the awkward middle child of a circus family. Each one of them has their own quirks and foibles, and some of them are even psychic. And so a lot of their story gets told in this game, including their backstory and how it relates to the foundation of the Psychonauts themselves.
Well, I like that. And of course, as you might know already, I'm sold. But you, of course, already knew that. When can myself and the rest of the world
tomorrow
revenge?
Or tonight, maybe, I don't know.
You can get back to the beef and play Psychonauts 2 on August 25th on Xbox Game Pass and PC.
There it is. Lizette, Tim from Double Fine, thank you so much. And you know what? Extend a huge congratulations to everyone at Double Fine on the launch of Psychonauts 2.
Thank you so much. We're very excited.
Thank you.
And you can catch more of Tim Schafer and ask him
Double Fine's cool.
about the newest game in the fan favorite franchise in our Xbox Play stream.
I hope they have unlimited budget now.
We're going from cleaning out mental cobwebs to cleaning up alien planets in this supremely satisfying 4K 60 trailer for...
The only other Double Fine stuff I've played is Costume Quest on PS3. Really loved that. That was cool. And I wanted to play Brutal Legend. Jack, what is this about a Batman trailer?
Ship's insurance won't cover alien storm damage. You have to be careful out there.
The gunk's eating everything here. This planet is literally a paradise when
I'm curious about this one. This is the people who did World of Goo, right? I think. Oh, and I remember what it was. For tomorrow, I really want to see Gotham Knights. That was the game. That was the one I really want to see an update on. It wasn't Guardians. I was in the right headspace. Not Guardians of the Galaxy, although I'd take a trailer. Gotham Knights, I would love to see a new trailer. Get a good updated visual style of it. See how it's improved.
We have talked about so many incredible games today, and it's hard to pick a favorite, but let me just say, it is so cool that State of Decay...
There's 23 minutes left. Are they going to end with 23 minutes of Forza?
Oh, thank you. I mean, talking to Jorg is always a blast, and Flight Sim is such a special game to me because, I mean, it's literally letting me travel the world. But I was staring daggers of jealousy watching you talk to Tim and Lizette over at Double Fine.
Well, I will say this, I understand, but you got to play Psychonauts 2 already, so I don't even want to hear it.
That's true, but it's not the same as talking to the creators. Just trust me when I tell you, be excited for Psychonauts 2.
I will say this as well, I am excited to see even more of Psychonauts 2 on our Xbox Plays streams.
Yes.
I think we could see Gotham Knights. Or actually, no, DC Fandom is in like, what, October? They'll probably save it for that. God damn it.
So make sure to check that out. Before Kate and I let Playground Games take the wheel, let me just say that it has been our distinct pleasure to chat games and nerd out with everyone today.
Oh, it's hands down the best part of the job, for sure.
But we're far from done here.
Too true. Now, in June, Playground Games announced that Forza Horizon 5, the highly anticipated follow-up to 2018's breakout hit open world driving.
So yeah, no Halo Infinite date, I don't think.
On November 9th on Xbox consoles. Xbox Game Pass for console, PC, and cloud, and of course, Steam.
And if you're watching our Xbox YouTube channel, switch over to our Xbox Twitch channel to see all this new exclusive content.
And that is twitch.tv/Xbox for the full vroom vroom experience. And if you're already watching on Twitch or one of the Forza channels, stay right where you are.
I am on Twitch.
Without further ado, let's dive in, starting with the new custom Forza Horizon 5 controller, which is available for pre-order today, so players can have it in hand by November 9th when the standard edition of the game launches.
We got asphalt, cactuses. What is it? Hold on. Hold on, Xbox. I got a big love for transparent controllers. Translucent, whatever. Ooh. Add that material to the custom design lab and I will design a 90s see-through controller, please.
Charlie here, and I'm at Playground Games with Forza Horizon creative director Mike Brown and Forza Horizon art director Don Arcetta. Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Charlie.
Hey, Charlie.
Hello.
How cool is this?
That is stunning. Look at that. Well, we obviously just saw a really cool video about it, and I'll be the first to say there is an amazing influence of Mexican car culture and music.
So, yeah.
Literally splayed right.
No Halo date.
Right?
Absolutely. It just feels like it's part of the Horizon Festival. Like it's just
not a huge surprise. They probably want to
so
do it the last chance they can.
To decide where to start. So, can you maybe tell us a bit more about
I don't know if it's worrying.
Yeah, so Forza Horizon 5 is bringing
I'm interested as to why. Maybe it's tomorrow.
And freedom to beautiful and vibrant Mexico. Players are going to set out across the largest, most diverse open world we've ever built in hundreds.
Xbox version of the DualSense win though. Owen, hot take.
It's just a desert or a beach. There's so much more to it, isn't there?
The DualSense features seem so stupid to me.
A number of amazing deserts. It also
I haven't used one, but like the adaptive triggers, I would turn them off fast.
Awesome, beautiful, historic.
I'd be like, oh, that's cool, and then when I'm playing literally any game that I care about doing well in, I would shut that off.
Powerful, all new graphical features.
Don't push back on me when I try to fire a gun in a game.
Our Mexican HDR sky captures really illuminate the world to the point where you feel like you're really there. And
the impressive rumble's fine.
X and S ray tracing is utilized in Forza Vista.
Switch did it. Switch had the HD rumble stuff, so I think the haptic stuff is cool. The triggers, stupid.
All rendered in striking realism.
Oh, that's such an exciting overview. I cannot wait.
Like, yeah, I haven't used them, but I genuinely would not enjoy using that.
That's right. We are about to reveal the cover of Forza Horizon 5, featuring the incredible Mercedes AMG 1 and the 2021.
Personally, I think the series controller is really good. I have zero complaints about that thing. I'm ordering a recharge pack for it, so after that, no problems. Perfect weight, good size, good feeling buttons, good triggers. But I don't need the haptics and the triggers and the all that stuff. Like the adaptive triggers. Yeah, like they're cool, I guess. It's like, oh, neat. But I would shut them off.
Now those are two very different ways to explore Mexico. So what
Like
I
a controller,
why
I
was
don't
the
need it to be
chosen, and
fancy.
what players can expect when they get behind the wheel.
Yeah, so those differences are exactly why we chose them.
Oh.
The Mercedes AMG 1 marks the first time a car features Formula 1 hybrid technology, almost one-to-one from track to the street.
Yeah, that is the Xbox showcase, I guess. Do we feel like riding out with a little more Forza, or
across Mexico's vast terrain.
We want to call it
certain
here.
People can't wait to see more of what these cars can do in the game, so I don't think we should keep them waiting any longer. Mike, can you tell us about what we're about to see next?
Yes, so
You seen gameplay?
time, we'll be kicking off a Forza Horizon 5 Let's Go stream, and everybody should check that out for a big deep dive into loads of new content and features from Forza Horizon 5. But before that, we have 8 minutes of brand new gameplay.
Okay, cool.
We're going to see both the Mercedes AMG 1 and the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands. And in typical Horizon fashion, we are going to see active volcanoes, cars jumping out of cargo planes, and a race under beautiful Mexican skies all the way to the Horizon Festival. Should we check it out?
I think we should.
Like, it sounds like Fast and the Furious and Burnout. And I love both of those things. So I am excited to play this. Dude, this is cool. Where are we dropping? Drop like it's hot, that's funny. There should be a battle royale in this game. Like, just the idea of playing this game multiplayer is super exciting. Because I genuinely love Burnout Paradise. And Burnout is dead. This has Burnout vibes. Big time. And a lot of my friends who have played Forza Horizon swear by it, so... Day one, I'm in on it. Like, look at, yeah, this looks like a blast. Off-roading. Down a volcano. Adaptive triggers and Spidey are nice. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, this game looks beautiful. We want to start up a racing club. We want to Joy-Clicks Forza Racing Club this fall. Like, look at that. That's ridiculous. Pain about Burnout being dead. Yeah. But hey, if this can fill the void, I'm fine if Burnout's dead. I love the idea of our car jumping out of a plane.
So now we see the 2020 Corvette Stingray tearing up the asphalt towards a dust storm in the Mexican farmland.
A dust storm? Let me race through it, Mad Max style. Let's go. Yeah, this looks like a blast. Drive in, drive in. Yeah. Okay. Burnout Takedown 3 is goated. Dude, I remember playing that at my friend's house. That was so much fun. Paradise has always been my favorite. That's awesome. Like, imagine just doing online races and then a sandstorm rolls up and you gotta deal with that. That's so cool. The jungle. Yeah, the stream doesn't do it justice because it's at like 480p right now because the bitrate of everything. But yeah, this game looks good. It's a really impressive open world too, just like visually. Imagine what Fable's gonna look like in like 2 years. Because it's the same studio. Honestly, I think this is a great gameplay demo. Like, tying all of it to the plane and, like, dropping off the cars in the different locations. It's a really, really good trailer. Whoa, what do we got? Okay. Final drop. That's cool.
And on the final leg, we have the stunning Mercedes AMG 1 at full speed across Mexico's sun-baked rocky coast.
Horizon, this is Mexico. We've already had cars falling out of the sky, but all eyes are on the superstar making their way to the festival right now. Just arrived at Horizon Mexico, then you are in for a treat, my friends. Get ready for the biggest Horizon adventure of your life.
We got another plane drop. What's up? Racing the plane, dude. It's cool. Nice. Yeah, it looks very fun. I'll check it out. Well, there we go, chat. That is the Xbox Gamescom show. Oh, we didn't rank these. Normally, what we've been doing is we've been ranking the presentations for Summer Games Fest. Ends with tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow's the last show. I think we're grading. Oh, that haircut.
Well, that was absolute.
Okay, so we got a few things to throw on here. Pokemon Presents, that's going below Summer Game Fest, above Capcom. Destiny 2. Destiny 2 is going a little high. Destiny 2 is going below the E3 Direct for Nintendo. And above EA Play. Because I'm the one who's here. It's my call. Nobody can push back. This... Ooh. I liked some of the stuff they showed, but I'll put this below Pokemon Presents and above Capcom. Because I feel like, again, despite having some things I liked here, it was a very long show that felt like it could have been 15 minutes, maybe 20. So, current ranking leading into opening night live tomorrow of Summer Game Fest 2021. Last place, the Gearbox Conference. This is the worst show I've seen in my entire life. Then Sonic Central. then the Horizon State of Play, then Capcom at E3. Above that is Xbox Gamescom today, this presentation. Above that is Pokemon Presents from this past week, I think. Then Summer Games Fest kickoff, then the Devolver Max Pass presentation. Ubisoft Forward is above that, Square Enix is above that, EA Play Live is above that, Destiny 2 Witch Queen is above that, Nintendo Direct, E3 is above that, and number 1 currently is the Xbox E3 show. So, tomorrow is opening night live. Opening night live in the past has been like good, not great, but good. So I imagine it's gonna hover around, you know, Summer Game Fest kickoff, maybe a little better. I don't know, we'll see. But I will say, Xbox looks like you won Summer Game Fest this year, so congrats, good job. Oh, wasn't there a Deathloop State of Play? That's low. Like, that's probably above this, but it's still low. Anyway, that's it. Tonight, twitch.tv/chun2d2, CHUN2D2. Be streaming the beginning of Season of the Lost in Destiny 2. Checking out the first mission, checking out the Season Pass, checking out the quest. Reuniting with Mara Sov after, like, what? Taken King was 2015. Reunited with Mara Sov after 6 years. Like, obviously, she's been in the game in, like, the weird world. But, in the flesh now. She's back. So, looking forward to meeting her again. But yeah, that's the Xbox stream. Tomorrow, I'll be back reacting to Gamescom opening night live with Kevin Diaz. Look forward to that. See you there. And yeah, that's it for tonight. Today, whatever. I'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out. Owen, Jack. Thank you for chatting. Jonathan as well. It was nice to catch up with y'all. And yeah.